Hey guys, 34 Big Jim here, coming at you today with a new Commander deck tech. I'm sorry I couldn't get this to you last night. My plate was super full and I just didn't have the time. So it's coming to you day late, but I'm still going to be getting to you 2 to 3 videos a week in order to help get you going in how I play Magic, how I play Yu-Gi-Oh!, how I play Kaijudo, and just allow you to learn the meta and learn different combos to help improve your game, hopefully. So, this commander deck is for my commander, Kruphix, God of Horizons. He is a 5-drop, 4/7 legendary enchantment creature god. He's indestructible, so it really makes him hard to be destroyed, and he really helps out in League, because I play Commander League, and he really helps out for different sorts of points. His next effect is, as long as your devotion to green and blue is less than 7, he isn't a creature. You also have no maximum hand size, and then if you have unused mana would empty from your mana pool, that mana becomes colorless instead. So basically he gives you an infinite hand, he's indestructible, and he gives you infinite mana. Next up, we're going to go to the mana base. So there are 40 mana in this deck, 40 ways to generate mana, and some generate more than others, but hey, it's all mana, it's all the same in the retrospect. So we have Mana Confluence, Temple of the False God, which if you have 5 or more lands, taps for double, Halimar Depths, Opal Palace, Thespian Stage, Gemstone Mine, Vivid Creek, Reliquary Tower, in case you don't have Kruphix, Simic Guildgate, Soaring Sea Cliff, Turntimber Grove, Terramorphic Expanse, Transguild Promenade, Evolving Wilds, Vivid Grove. So those are the non-basics. Now on to the basics. We have 12 basic islands, and we have 13 basic forests. So that's 25 basics and 40 altogether. So next we're going to go into the rest of the deck. We have Sol Ring. And the first part of this deck is just going to start with all the mana ramp, and the rest is going to be card draw and then just the big gigantic creatures that we're able to pull out. We have Cold Steel Heart, Chromatic Lantern, Llanowar Elves, Sylvan Ranger, Burnished Heart, Borderland Ranger, Karametra's Acolyte, Font of Fertility, Rampant Growth, Explore, Cultivate. We have Verdant Haven and Market Festival, which add extra mana to our mana pool for whatever land we put it on. We have Tempt with Discovery, Into the Wilds, and Boundless Realms is our last mana ramp. So Boundless Realms is really going to help, especially if you play it turn 7 and say you have 9 land on the field, you're going to jump to 18 that turn. We have Ponder to help us organize our library. We have Brainstorm, Ordeal of Thassa, Font of Fortunes, Temple Bell, Dictate of Kruphix. We have Dream Fracture, Divination, Factor Fiction, and one of our creatures in this deck is an amazing creature. So his power and toughness is equal to the number of cards in your hand, and then at the beginning of your draw step you draw a card. So you're drawing 2 cards per turn. And then if you have Dictate of Kruphix also on the field, you're drawing 3 cards per turn. And Temple Bell, you're drawing 4 cards per turn. Woohoo! So much card draw, I love it, and it's so much fun. It's easy to get to the big, gigantic creatures that you want to play. We have Time Reversal, Soul of the Harvest, which is another great draw creature. And then we have Mind Unbound. Our last draw spell of the deck is Blue Sun Zenith, and it lets us draw for basically infinite cards if we have enough mana. So some removal we have in the deck is Unsummon. Some damage preventage is Fog. So that's about it for all the spells. Now we're going to get into some awesome other stuff. So this is basically all the cards in here that help change the board presence and allow you to set up a better presence than your opponents. So you have Champion of Lamholt that with every creature you play, she gets a 1/1 counter, and creatures with power less than Champion of Lamholt can't block creatures you control. So if you get, say, 10 counters on her, stuff that's 10 or less power can't block anything you control. So it's really nice. We have Tranquility to get rid of all enchantments that we don't want. We have Fade into Iniquity. We have Bow of Nylea, which gives all your attacking stuff Death Touch. We have probably my personal favorite card in the deck, Prophet of Kruphix. So it untaps all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step, and then you can cast creature cards as though they had flash. So if you get her turn 2, turn 3, she's amazing. We have Indrik Stop Howler to get rid of those nasty artifacts and enchantments we don't like. Acidic Slime to do the same thing. We have Archetype of Imagination to give all our stuff flying and prevent our opponent's stuff from having flying, and basically just super evasion. We have Aetherling as a game finisher, and you'd be surprised how many I win games with Aetherling. We have Royal Elemental to gain control of all our opponent's stuff because we have so many land drops in here. We have Rancor. It's just standard in Green Commander. Elixir of Immortality. Minamo Scrollkeeper. So this is a new card out of the Conspiracy set. And he is a 2-mana, 2/3 creature with Defender, but your maximum hand size is increased by 1. So if you play him turn 2, then your maximum hand size is increased to 8. Rapid Vigor. So if you have a massive board wipe, you play Rapid Vigor, all your creatures regenerate. So it's really good. Swifty Boots. It's obvious it's Swifty Boots. Voral of the Whole Clade. So there's a lot of creatures in here that are big fatties and they get a bunch of counters and things like that on them. So with Voral, you can just double the counters. And it works with Planeswalkers, poison counters, all sorts of things like that. Faded Infatuation. So this can copy things like your Prophet of Kruphix or your Karametra's Acolyte or your Soul of the Harvest to get more and more draws and things like that. Phyrexian Metamorph to more clones. Unexpected Results. This is such a fun card. I love playing this when I have 9, 10, 11, 12 mana and I just hit land like 2 or 3 of the times and then drop it a final time and hit just a gigantic creature that my opponents can't get over. We have Temporal Mastery. Now we're going on to the good creatures. So this is Reverend Hunter. So his enters the battlefield, you get 1/1 counters equal to your devotion to green. And there's so much green devotion in this deck, you're easily going to end up with between 5 and 10 counters minimum. And then with Voral, you can just keep doubling it. So next we have Hero's Bane. And for 4 mana, you can double the counters on Hero's Bane, and you don't even have to use Voral. So he starts out with 4, and then if you have extra mana left over, you can just keep repaying his cost and just doubling him up to where he's just gigantic and nobody can get over him. And then just pop a Rancor on him, and he just kills everyone instantly. You have Garruk's Horde. You play a lot of creatures in this deck, so Garruk's Horde is really nice to have to get your extra creature drops. You have Plated Slagworm, so he basically has Hexproof, pre-Hexproof. So it's basically Hexproof, only it doesn't say Hexproof. You have Simic Sky Swallower, probably one of the best creatures in the deck. Flying Trample, and he can't be the targets of spells or abilities. So this is Shroud before they had Shroud. We have Giant Ataphage. So if you deal any damage with him, he's just going to pop another one. And then if you're able to copy him with things like Metamorph, Faded Infatuation, or any of your other cloning things, you're just going to get infinite numbers of these giant Ataphages and overkill all the time. Diluvian Primordial is an amazing game finisher, and it just allows you to just get anything, even if it's a board wipe, to just wipe your opponent's field and just do massive damage. And last card in the deck is a personal tech of mine. I'm thinking I'm going to change this to a Primordial Hydra, but a Protean Hydra is such an amazing card. So it's X in green, and he enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. And then if damage would be dealt to Protean Hydra, prevent the damage and remove that many counters from it. Then, when a 1/1 counter is removed, you put 2 1/1 counters at the beginning of the next end step. So say he's a 4/4 and you deal 3 damage to him. He's going to lose 3 counters, but during the end step he's going to gain 6 counters. So he's going to be 7/7. And he's just super fun. So everybody, that's my deck for Kruphix, God of Horizons. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe for more videos. Hope to see you next time, and don't forget to keep dueling on.